Hey you, Dave here, and I'm going to customize the heroic leader of the Autobots for a friend of mine. Because Funko Pops are cool, Transformers are even cooler, so therefore basic math skills dictate that a Funko Pop Optimus Prime is the coolest. But what I don't know is how I'm going to do this because all the techniques I've used in previous builds won't work for this one. No base to store battery power, the back of the head has too much going on to make an opening cleanly, and I'm completely out of snacks. What? So yeah, a few new challenges to figure out. Now, according to the all-knowing and always correct internet, to break down a Funko Pop into its individual molded parts, all that's needed is a pot of really hot water and some time. And some stuff to keep me from accidentally burning myself. Surprisingly, the hot water dunking method worked really well in softening up the parts in the glue. Anytime connection points would give me some resistance, I just put them back in for a longer soak and try it again. Eventually, all the Optimus parts were completely separated, which felt a little weird, but it was time to start drilling into the eyes. Once those holes were big enough, the head got clamped down so I could focus on making them exactly the size needed for the acrylic circles. They're going to be lit up with LEDs. It takes a little while, and then an X-Acto knife shaves off the tiniest amounts at a time towards the end. But before the eyes can go in, I've got to figure out about the power supply situation. Thankfully, separating all the parts completely showed that a battery holder can fit through the neck hole, so it's just a matter of placing a button somewhere on the outside surface. Got these button hats, and the blue color matches pretty well. So I slowly drilled a hole just big enough for that button hat to fit through. The button is going to be higher up on the back of the head because that'll be an easier location for me to work with compared to something closer to the neck hole. The button got wired and then some double-sided strips temporarily hold it in place until some hot glue can lock things down. And now we've got a button. All the electrical stuff that's going into Optimus's head gets wired. Not sure exactly how much wire length is going to be necessary, so I'm generous with it since it'll be easier to cut back than add on. The eyes got installed one at a time with the help of more hot glue, and then the forehead got put back into place, and he looks more serious now. Which is nice because a wide-eyed Optimus Prime makes me a little nervous. Now he's a bit top-heavy, so I'm going to be making a light-up base kind of like the one for Bumblebee that can connect to the magnets I'll be putting in Optimus Prime's legs, so everything will be nice and stable. A little bit of time with a vector-based computer program, and just a few minutes with the laser cutter, and I've got all the wood and acrylic bits ready for an Autobot logo base, so no one will wonder what side Optimus is on. I went into all kinds of details about the base build in the Megatron episode, so if you want to find out more or watch me build an Energon cube, then check it out. These flexible filaments worked out really well last time, so I'm going to use them again, but just in a different color. They make it so easy to place the light exactly where I want it. The hot glue part takes a while, but it's worth not having to overlight and drain the battery faster. Almost all the power stuff gets prepped and installed. I say almost because, well, you'll see. These little strips of wood covered in copper tape and solder make it really easy to connect the light wires to the power. The color coding is so I don't have to remember anything. Once everything was connected, I finally remembered a key detail. How did I forget the button? Oh man. What? How did I forget a button? Yeah, I'm a button forgetter. It happens. Somehow. Anyway, once the button got gently placed and all the other stuff didn't get damaged, I carefully glued and smushed the wood layers together. Pretty sure smushed isn't a technical term, so if you know a better one, please leave it in the comments. After that dried, all the layers got glued together. And with that needing a little while to set by itself and firm up, it's the perfect opportunity to introduce the snack for this episode. Cherry Sours. It's like 100% cherry and 50% sour. Just sour enough, and I can still taste the cherry. That is good. With the base now set up and solid, the sander smooths out all the sides. Did a few coats of black paint, and while that dried, a couple of magnets got installed in both feet, and the button hat got attached to the trigger. Last things to do were glue in the final acrylic, put the head on the body like issue 12 of the original comic book series, turn on the power buttons, and now it's fog machine time. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, then check out some other projects. Regardless, grow the unique talents that you've been given, and make for others.